Chelsea just paid £117 million for a guy Manchester City let go without a single first-team appearance. No City minutes, no hype trailer, just loan. And now he's the most expensive British footballer in history. 7-year deal, beats the record Elliot Anderson set at Man City barely 2 weeks earlier. Arsenal wanted him too, and lost. So today we're breaking down exactly why Chelsea went this hard for Morgan Rogers. Let's start at the bottom, because that's where this story actually gets interesting. Rogers came through West Brom's academy, then Man City picked him up as a teenager for around £4 million, and then nothing. City never gave him a senior game. Instead, they shipped him out on loan 4 times. Lincoln City, Bournemouth, Blackpool, 4 different clubs, 4 different levels, and, honestly, 4 pretty forgettable loan spells. 1 goal here, 1 assist there. Nobody was writing think pieces about Morgan Rogers in 2022. Then came Middlesbrough. City sold him for about £1.5 million, kept a 25% sell-on just in case, and moved on with their lives. At Borough, something clicked. 7 goals and 9 assists in his 1 full season in the Championship. Good enough that Aston Villa came calling. Villa paid £8 million up front, rising to around 15. In February 2024, mid-season signing, low expectations, classic, let's see what he can do transfer. Now watch what happens next. 2024-2025 season. Rogers doesn't just play for Villa, he becomes Villa. 14 goals and 16 assists across all competitions, a Champions League hat-trick against Celtic. Villa finished the season chasing the top of the table, and in August 2025, the PFA hands him the Young Player of the Year award, beating out the likes of Liam Delap and Ethan Nwaneri. Previous winners of that award? Gareth Bale, Wayne Rooney, Cole Palmer. That's the company he's suddenly in. Then, 2025 to 2026 happens, and this is where it stops being a good season and starts being a legendary one. 10 goals, 6 assists in the Premier League. But the real moment came in Istanbul. Europa League final. Aston Villa versus Freiburg. Villa hadn't won a major trophy in 30 years. 30. Tielemans opens the scoring with a screamer. Buendia doubles it right before half-time. And then in the 58th minute, Rogers slides in and taps home Villa's third off a Buendia cross to seal it. 3-0, Villa's first European trophy since 1982. And Rogers didn't just score, he was named best player of the entire tournament. He also became the youngest Englishman to score in a major European final since Steven Gerrard back in 2001. It's hard to put into words. We've worked so hard for this. We've delivered and come through. That's what he said pitchside, still catching his breath. So, by the summer of 2026, this kid who couldn't get a Manchester City reserve game has a Europa League winners medal, a Best Player award, a PFA Young Player of the Year trophy, and he's just helped England to a World Cup bronze medal, starting in that bruising semi-final loss to Argentina and then the 6-4 thriller against France for 3rd place. That's not a breakout. That's a full transformation. So why Chelsea, specifically? A few reasons, and none of them are complicated. 1. Profile. Chelsea, under new manager Xabi Alonso, wanted a forward who can play across the front line, create chances, and still put the ball in the net himself. Rogers does all 3. He's not a specialist. He's a problem for defenders no matter where you put him. 2. Timing. Rogers is 23. He's not a finished product, being bought at peak value with nothing left to improve. He's still climbing. Chelsea are betting on the version of him that shows up in 3 years, not just the one who won the Europa League last May. 3. He's British, and he's proven in the Premier League already. No adaptation period, no language barrier, no "will this translate to England?" ? He's already answered it. And 4. The one nobody talks about enough, he already has a friend in the building. Rogers and Cole Palmer have known each other since they were 14. coming up through England's youth teams and then Manchester City together. Palmer's apparently been texting him non-stop about the move. That kind of relationship speeds up how fast a big money signing actually settles in. Put all of that together, and £117 million doesn't look like Chelsea panicking in the transfer window. It looks like a club paying full price for a player whose stock is still going up, not one who's already peaked. So next time somebody tells you that fee is madness for a guy Manchester City once let go for free reserve football, remind them of the whole story. Chelsea didn't buy potential this summer. They bought receipts. If this hit different, smash that like button and subscribe. We're covering transfers like this every week. Drop a comment and let me know, is Rodgers worth £117 million or is Chelsea overpaying again? See you in the next one.